wife of the President of Nigeria, Senator Tinubu, says the National Library Fund had raised 20.4 billion naira since it was launched last Thursday, September 18, 2025. Ahead of her 65th birthday on Sunday, September 21st, Senator Tinubu had announced plans to raise funds for the completion of the country's long-delayed National Library. She urged well-wishers to donate to the fund instead of sending her a gift or paying for newspaper advertisements to mark the day. Arise News analyst Dayo Sobowale joins me now to discuss Senator Tinubu's efforts to raise 100 billion naira to complete the National Library project and the need for the federal government to show more commitment to the completion of the project. Mr. Sobowale, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us on Tuesday.
It's a pleasure being here.
So what's your assessment of the First Lady's efforts so far? And isn't it important that there should be accountability for past funds earmarked for this project instead of just raising more funds?
Well, I don't see it that way. You see, you have seen the picture of that library. It is in a disgraceful state. And the library, like the Library of Congress in the U.S., is supposed to be research center, source of knowledge for legislators. If it is in that state here in Nigeria, then you don't need to wonder why our leadership is comatose or why people don't get their priorities right. Because if they don't have access to information, how can they lead diligently and successfully? To me, Tinubu is like a Salvation Army out to rescue us. And I applaud her for making it an issue with her birthday. See how many days between when she launched it and her birthday on the 21st, and see how much they raised. She must have been a very careful woman, you get me, to be able to see that project and to see the importance of it. I have always advocated for free education and all that. But you see, the calamity in this exposure of the state of that library is that our leadership, including the legislature, the executive, they have scant regard for knowledge. They have scant regard for knowledge. At first, I thought maybe you don't need a library because you can have access through electronics, so many issues. But the United States is about the oldest democracy. And you see the way their senators do their research and take on government to create accountability and to create awareness of what government is about and what government should do and should not do. We, obviously, have ignored all that. So if you ask me questions about our democracy skeptically, this is part of why we are here now. You have a library project we can't complete until a former senator, wife of the president, is using her own position. Somebody will say criticize her for that. Using her own position to bring a public utility to life.
But that's
she's not the only one going to use it.
Mr. Sobowale,
yes.
should this be driven, by an individual, whether the wife of the president or whatever? Peter Obi said on Twitter.
It is being driven.
No, Mr. Sobowale, I want you to listen a bit to what Peter Obi said. He said the First Lady, Peter Obi, he said the First Lady's appeal, raising funds is noble and selfless on the surface, but that it exposes the failure of government to fulfill its responsibilities.
Yes.
So what are the challenges of having this kind of project, spearheaded by just one individual? What are the risks involved in having just one individual spearhead this?
The challenge is in looking at why government cannot fulfill its obligation to search for knowledge to be able to lead us aright. It is an abandoned project. You get me? And I'm saying she's using her position. She's not using it selfishly. This is something that everybody will use. So what Peter Obi is saying, he has said the right thing at the onset. You get me? But you cannot have an abandoned project by successive governments, something which is important for good leadership and accountability and knowledge and literacy, abandoned totally by government. I'm ashamed to be in Nigeria seeing that picture. So if you have one avenging angel or some Salvation Army to rescue us, which Tinubu is, please, grudgingly, if possible, applaud that. Let's leave it at that for now.
Okay, so what strategies do you expect will be put in place, to ensure transparency and accountability in the management of the funds raised for the project so that it is no longer abandoned going forward?
We will all be here. Get me? And she has already said that the funds will be managed by the signatories, with the Minister of Education and one other person. But I will caution, given your fear, that she should not raise the money and abandon responsibility for how it is spent. But now she has anchored it on 2 institutions, education and one other person. So the project is abandoned. It is a disgrace by successive governments. And the fact that even our own husband's government has not been fit to look at it is not a compliment. Get me? So please, let us applaud her. If nobody has taken up this task, that institution will be moribund as it is, which is a disgrace. So if somebody is playing the rescue operator for our legislators to acquire knowledge and do research and lead us well and democratically and know the importance of the responsibility they have to the electorate that put them in office, let us applaud that person. I say that again. I applaud her for that.
Okay. Now, seeing as Nigeria's maintenance culture is a bit weak, how will the National Library project be sustained and maintained once it is completed? I want to share your optimism that it will be completed.
Because you have already saying it should not come to life with your criticism. Now let it be built first. You get me? Let it be built. You have already questioned the way the funds will use. So let us see. Let us see.
Ahead, Mr. Sobowale.
Don't jump the gun. You people are always jumping the gun. You are hesitant about the woman taking it up. Now you are asking how will it be done? Let it be put in place first. You get me? First things first. It is an audacious thing for her to take up this project in connection with her body. You get me? Let us see. And she has mentioned some of the people who donated. They didn't drop from scratch. There are people in her husband's government. Yes, let's see how this is done. Maybe in 2 years' time. Then, especially, let it be done during the tenure of the husband. Let's see how it is done. But it is a public spiritual thing of an individual taking on the duty of government over the years. And I've said it before, that shows that our leaders don't have respect for knowledge or literacy. If they too are not armed with knowledge to lead us, it's a case of the blind leading the blind. And God gives you good ammunition to run at government. You get me? But thank God, somebody is coming to the rescue. Let us commend Tinubu for what she has done. Yes.
All right, news analyst, Mr. Dayo, thank you so much for joining us on Newsday.